All right, so today we're here with Robert Smith on YouTube. His channel's name is Blindfolded Site. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, awesome. So Robert is a phenomenal remote viewer, and he teaches remote viewing and stuff like that. Just to clarify first, remote viewing and the blindfold tech, blindfold scene technique that you do, it's a little bit different. Am I correct on that, or?
Yeah, a lot of the times when people do remote viewing, like Russell Targ has described it as you can have anyone come in a room and sit down and think of an idea and then kind of just pull the perceptions out of the darkness of whatever comes to mind, hearing, smelling, taste, feeling, and they can pull that out and get some kind of idea of the target location or the target. Sometimes to make that easier, they'll go, they'll do some hemisync meditations, go down into alpha, or it's similar to like the Silva mind control method, where they focus primarily on getting the
Right,
person
right,
into
right,
yeah, and into an alpha state, so then they can start remote viewing a lot easier or
right.
doing self healing.
Right, right. You just mentioned the Silva method. Like, have you practiced the Silva method hypnosis at all? I actually on my channel, our channel so far, haven't um interviewed anybody that has done the Silva method yet. But since you mentioned them, do you practice the Silva method as well?
Um, I got through about half of it. I mean,
Hmm.
I think there's like a free half the book on YouTube. So I was going through that. It goes through a few meditations, and I felt like it was powerful, and I felt like it did.
Right, right,
Because
right.
it,
Right, right. I don't want to get too distracted from the interview, but I actually had personally had some phenomenal experiences with. It's honestly one of the few meditations that I've personally done where I actually saw measurable results with my eyesight and stuff like that. And I have pain in my jaw, and that went away too. Um, I did the Silva meditation. What was the gentleman's name? Bert Goldman or something like that. Yeah, I did it. His quantum jumping meditation as well, or something like that. And yeah, that was really powerful stuff. So for sure. But let's get back to your remote viewing for a second. So how did your remote viewing journey, so to speak, begin?
right, I got laid off, and then COVID hit. It's around March,
Right.
and I started just Googling everything, and I'm already knew aliens were real, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I had seen funny stars going around disappearing and reappearing, and there's multiple, just like dancing around the sky for like 10
Mm-hmm.
minutes. I'm staring at it like that's clearly not a satellite or a plane making all those right angles. And I found Dr. Stephen Greer, who did
Mm,
so
okay,
much
okay.
research, and he introduced me to the idea of remote viewing.
Oh, he
Because
did. Oh, interesting. Okay, okay.
yeah, it was through his CE5 protocols, because I
Oh,
found,
okay, okay, okay.
yeah, he had like 400 people that were super legit. I'm like, all right, this guy only takes
Right,
in
right,
serious
right.
information. And he's talking about the remote viewing and how you visualize, you zoom out from your location on Earth and you continue zooming out until it's like the country and then the planet and then the solar system. And then you go even further out into the galaxy. And then you
Wow, okay.
zoom back in and you slowly visualize zooming back in. And it's almost like
Right,
vectoring
right, right.
spaceships in so that you can show them and communicate and be like, hey, we're over here,
Very
come visit
cool.
us. And I was like, huh. And he
Very,
mentioned, the CIA and all this stuff. And I started doing as much research about that as I could. Because I'm like, well, if you've got these guys who've spent, $20 million or more researching this, we might as well see what they have to say about it. And it was all very conclusive and very, like this is real. And I started finding all these different schools around the world. And it was a lot deeper than I realized, because you look at, over in India or the Nithyanandam ashram or whatever, they're teaching kids how to look into the past, into the Akashic
right,
records. And
right, right. Yeah, I actually talked to Frank Elleride, who made the third eye seeing girl famous and stuff like that recently.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one. Some of those videos are really convincing. It's cool that I was able to get a couple videos of my own teaching some kids up there.
Right,
Is the
right,
more evidence out there that people see, the more it's going to
right, right.
change the world.
Awesome, awesome. So, let me ask you a little bit about Dr. Greer and the C5 a little bit. So, essentially, C5, correct me if I'm wrong, like it's isn't C5 where you summon aliens and stuff like that? I thought that was what it was. I totally had no idea that Dr. Greer was into remote viewing and stuff like that. Could you clarify that a little bit or?
Yeah, it's CE5 is definitely summoning aliens.
Oh, it is.
But
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
thought
his
so.
method of right, yeah, his method of doing so. I've never actually done a CE5 event, but
Oh, so you haven't done C5. Okay, okay.
no, but I mean I've, tried solo times and I don't know, I had an exciting night where I was like, man, I saw like four of them, and then like a month after that I didn't see anything.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, he introduced me to the remote viewing, and then it connected to the, because that's essentially what he's doing, and he would describe that, and he would do remote viewing practice. He'd be like, all right, go to this location, what do you see? And he's like, oh, that was my house.
Right, right, right.
I was like, oh,
Cool,
okay.
cool.
So I found
So,
all these other schools, and I
mhm.
found out that remote viewing is just the tip of the iceberg. That's the
Right,
level.
right,
That's because blindfolded sight is like real time seeing, which is a lot clearer, and you can actually read words, and you
oh
can
wow, okay, okay.
write, list out numbers that you see. I feel like you need to learn blindfolded sight before you do remote viewing. You should practice seeing what's right in front of you before you're trying to look across the planet, you know, so you can get more
Right.
of that biofeedback, and your brain can learn to trust its intuition as a normal sense.
Right, right. Okay, okay. So could you share some success stories, case studies and stuff like that, that you have with remote viewing? Like I don't know, like yeah, is there any stories that you can share with me?
So I'm not a super great remote viewer, like I practice with the kids, and I would, I've definitely gotten better at recognizing colors, and you can, before you go to bed, when you're
Mhm,
dropping some brainwave levels, you can start to perceive the corners of the room in your hand, and little things like I can put my hand behind my back and I can see it. And then I can also put my hand up here. And it's cool because in the remote viewing scene, you can pull up like like a split screen kind of
right,
thing.
right,
Have
right,
like one image focused here and another image focused
right,
here.
right.
Have
So,
them
so
both in focus, even though they're like way out here.
right, right, right. So, like, you're rather than calling you a remote viewer, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but you're more of like that seeing without eyes type people, like the Miss Evelyn from Germany practices. That's essentially what you do, basically, right?
Yeah, we're doing the seeing with that eyes. Like if you're going to learn remote viewing, it's going to be a lot of, scribbles and write down and take
Right,
several
right.
pages
Okay,
of
okay.
notes. And it's like, no, no, no. We're first
The
you just
seeing
start
with the
with
eyes.
what
Yeah,
color do you
yeah.
see? Like what objects
Excellent,
do you see?
excellent. Yeah, yeah. My friend Nico Morales and Luke Noske, they practice. Yeah, they teach that for free in their Zoom group right now and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really cool. So do you practice any other metaphysical modalities besides the seeing without eye stuff?
Yeah, that stuff opened a lot of doors. I mean, when I found most of the schools primarily focus on intuition
Hmm.
and training that side of things. And then when I came to Utah, these guys doing Merpati Putti were on a whole other side, and they approached it starting with energy, um, and sensing energy and sensing your environment. Like the other methods started with color recognition. The MPUSA method started with environment detection. Um, it's really cool though because at this place we're learning a lot of, or I've already left it. I only went for a single class there, but I had been doing so much research prior, and they had cleared some things up, and I was like, okay, I have to share this. Like, but there's certain exercises and breathing methods that you do, and a lot of people don't realize the power of your breath, and how things like intermittent hypoxia are used by professional athletes to incredibly strengthen their body, to incredibly
Mm.
raise their ability to store and hold oxygen.
Okay.
So, right? One of the things that happens when we do intermittent hypoxia through these energy
I've
movements and
actually never
through,
heard of that intermittent fight. Where, however you say that. Yeah, that's interesting.
right? Yeah, it's one of the reasons why Wim Hof breathing is so powerful and Soma
Oh, so
breath.
it's like the Vim. Okay, okay.
Yeah, there's different methods or different uses or techniques, I guess. But what it does is when you breathe a lot, like you hyperventilate, your blood cells will hold on to the oxygen and
Mhm.
it won't release them into your muscles. And your body almost panics a little. It starts ramping up its red blood cell production. And even the red blood cells themselves start to get a little larger and they are able to hold more oxygen. And that's when you're hyperventilating, your blood stores as much oxygen as you can.
Right, right.
And then when you start breathing slower than your normal breath rate, the blood ends up pushing all the oxygen into your muscles. So you end up getting a little bit more energy than the fast breath. But in the end, you know, you're ramping up your blood cell production by 10 times. So now instead of producing 2 million red blood cells a second, you can produce up to 20 million red blood cells a second. You're increasing your bone mineral density. You're, improving the muscles around your heart, your cardiovascular system, your nervous system. You're improving the tolerance to CO2 in your blood. You're lowering the acid in your muscles,
Right,
reducing
right.
stress, alkalizing the body. There's so many different things that just breathing can have huge physiological changes. Like if you just do a Wim Hof breath and you pee on a little pH strip beforehand, and then you do the Wim Hof breath and pee on or spit on it or what have you, you can actually watch your own pH dropping
Oh, really?
over
Wow, I
time.
didn't know that. Okay, okay, very
Right, just from a single breath session, you can have verify that your pH is
cool.
dropped, which means that your body is more electric. You're finding balance and becoming healthier.
Interesting. Okay. So, Robert, so, besides breathing and stuff like that, and besides the seeing without eyes, like, do you do like, maybe like telekinesis or um, like telepathy or any other metaphysical stuff? Or
Sometimes I question. I feel like every night when I go to bed, I'm hearing people at a distance. I
oh wow,
swear, I swear I hear conversations all the time, but you never know. It could be my imagination. I'm still
right, right.
fairly,
But do you feel like after you got better at seeing without eyes, like your senses, so to speak, got heightened? Or
I do believe that my intuition is improving.
wow, okay, okay,
I feel like, well, and that's, one of the bases is for learning a lot of these skills is developing your intuition. And you can develop your intuition to 100%. Like you can have the correct answer every single time.
cool,
Not many
cool.
people ever develop it to that point, but it can be, and it can be trusted as much as, your eyeballs. Your brain won't question if it's an imaginated thought, or your brain will recognize like I am gathering this information from the source and it is 100% correct. But it takes a long time for your brain to start trusting your
Right,
intuition
right,
as if it were
right.
to trust your eyeballs.
Right, right. Excellent, excellent. Okay, okay. So, Robert, so you are primarily working with kids right now. Do you plan on just, focusing mainly on teaching kids and stuff like that to sort of, you know, um, inspire the next generation, so to speak? Is that what you want to do, or do you plan on just expanding to adults and everybody else and stuff like that? What are your future goals as far as
Uh, I
concerned?
I definitely want to expand to adults. When I had to, I moved and I found this family that had kids, and I was like, all right, I got to see if everything I'm reading about and researching about is real. And so
Mhm.
I had to teach these kids to kind of verify, because kids, they learn, if you're between the ages of 6 and 12, you can
Mhm.
start picking up blindfolded sight within 30 minutes.
Oh wow, 30 minutes. Okay, okay.
Yeah, these kids instantly. And part of the reason that they're able to just jump right into it and start doing it is because between the ages of 1 and 6, kids are just walking around in delta and in theta brainwaves. So they don't really have an analytical mind. They don't have
Right,
that.
right,
They don't have the beta or alpha brainwaves that are, rechecking and verifying information as it comes
right.
in. They just take it wholeheartedly and they run with it as if this is how it is. And you're like, yep, you can see without your eyes. And they just do it. They just start doing it. And with adults, it can take months. So I was really happy that I found more information on helping people, because the current method with intuition can take people a bit and can
Right,
be
right,
frustrating for some. So I'm
right,
really happy
right.
that I was able to add the energy work through there, so that just like you can sense your energy between your hands, you'll learn to sense the energy of objects. And then once you sense like, ah, this is always a green object, this is a green object, your brain will recognize like, ah, that
Right,
vibration, that frequency is green. So then every time you scan again and green comes up, your brain will already know what is
right.
green, and you'll start filling out your image of the world.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, okay. So Robert, so essentially when you're doing the seeing without eyes method, I've practiced it a little bit, like I said, with Nico Morales and Luke Noske and all these people. But essentially you start out by feeling the color, like feeling red, feeling uh what was it, red and you start out with red and yellow, right? I can't remember, but you start out with those colors and then you expand to orange and green and blue, if I remember correctly. But do you essentially just kind of feel what the color feels like, and then after a while, after you're feeling like you start to be able to see through your third eye, if you will. Am I correct on that, or
It is,
like
it
in other words, like you
definitely.
kind of your sensory kind of gets overlapped, or am I correct on that, or
Yeah, it takes time for your brain to recognize what is, and then it can trust it. But there's a couple different methods. It's nuts. There's like the Brodikoff method, I believe. They deal with. Oh, there's so many different. A lot of people have found you can actually start like seeing through the mask. Like if you, when
oh, okay,
you
okay.
train kids and stuff, or you do a practice with like a flashlight or something, a lot of people will find holes in the mask. Like their brain will start producing DMT. So you'll actually start getting colors and lights in the darkness. And
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. When I was talking to Luke Noske, he was saying something similar. He was saying that yeah, I can just see a certain light, when I'm seeing a certain color and stuff like that. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it can slightly develop differently for each person. What Mark Komisarov found is that with kids, it develops a sight pretty quickly. With adults, it almost develops in a question answer like fashion, where you almost
Right.
have to ask like, what is in front of me, and then like you'll get an answer, because we always have that connection to source, where we gather information that we have no idea how we got it. It just popped in our head and we solved a problem, or we figured out some way to do something. I don't know, there's always a connection to information that we will learn how to decipher between imagination and divine inspiration. I don't know.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, okay, cool, cool. So, Robert, obviously you're just a phenomenal guy. You're extremely intelligent and very knowledgeable and stuff like that. Besides seeing without eyes, like and some of the few breathing techniques and meditation, like the Silva method and stuff like that, is there any other teacher or like a system or modality that you recommend to people that people can definitely check out?
I'm redoing my courses to add really powerful energy work, because, like the intermittent hypoxia, it takes time. And this energy work, it'll take about 3 months to really develop your sensing capabilities, because there is a point where your energy sensing fully defines to like a specific point. Um, I haven't gotten there, but I've read about it, heard about it, heard other people speak about it as well. Um, Man, there's incredible people doing incredible stuff all over the world. And as far as us over here in the West, we are tripping over ourselves and trying to figure it out from scratch, when the people over in the East have like been doing this for thousands of years. They've got well-defined methods. They've got, this is how you achieve it. This is how long it takes. It's kind of like the rising of the Kundalini in India. Like they understand it. They know once you're able to channel and access this dormant energy, then you then open the door for so many other abilities. And, you know, it's like cities start appearing. It's like just with this whole energy sensing and thing, once you sense and build your energy enough and you close your eyes and you can sense the environment around you, you develop blindfolded sight. And it's
Right,
like
right.
how, if these people who are just devoted enough to like inner understanding, they develop and they manifest these abilities just through
Right.
continuing the path, you know?
Right. Excellent. Excellent. So what is your ultimate goal with like these metaphysical abilities and stuff like that? Like, well, like you want to get to the point where, maybe, yeah, you can totally, like be able to instantly like see the future and stuff like that. What is your ultimate goal with these abilities?
It would be, I feel like a lot of these abilities kind of work together. Like
Hmm.
if you improve astral projection, you're going to improve your remote viewing
Right.
because you're taking your energetic body and you're moving into energetic realms where you have to perceive nothing but energy. So
Hmm.
once you come back, you're better at perceiving energy. It just takes like that practice. And all of these things, you know, intuition and chi, they go hand in hand. When you improve your intuition, your chi is going to improve. I don't know why. It just kind of happens that way. And that's what I've heard as well. But there's so much is possible. I mean, just seeing without eyes was the
It's kind
first
of
like verifiable one where you could be like, yes, this is real. That person is completely blindfolded and they're doing things that we think should be impossible.
right,
So then
right.
that opens the door to like what is possible.
Right, right. Excellent, excellent. Okay,
And I'm
cool.
pretty sure levitation, teleportation, you know,
Yeah, those
you can
impossible.
do, oh
Yeah.
yeah, all that's completely real. And I don't know, there's the Ernst Veeder system. I might have to check that out and invest in learning what he has to teach
Oh,
because,
wait, wait. Sorry. Did you say Ernst Vader?
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I would like to reach out to him for an interview, but unfortunately he's Russian and stuff like that. So, but I'll do my best if I can find like a translator or something like that, and see if I can actually even contact him. So yeah. So, but yeah, he's
yeah,
definitely on my radar too. Because I mean, obviously what he's doing on YouTube is just mind-boggling. So yeah. So, so
right. Yeah, I sent him a couple emails
oh,
and
he did. What did he say back? Just out of
n-
curiosity.
nothing yet. Yeah, I
Nothing
only
yet.
did it
Okay.
like 2 days ago,
Oh, cool. Okay.
but
Well, yeah,
hopefully,
definitely let me know. I'm also looking into. I also sent Grandmaster Wolf. I mean, I get so many comments. People
Grandmaster
saying,
Wolf is sick. Healing himself. You watch him stab
yeah,
himself
yeah.
with the
I get
knife and he
so
heals
many
it.
comments. Yeah, like asking for Grandmaster Wolf, Lawrence Vader. So those are the two most requested interviews that people want me to do and stuff like that. And I would like to personally make that happen as well. So.
Right, and there's that Finnish system, the Hogo Logo, where they do levitation and like large scale
I'm
telekinesis.
sorry. What is this? The hobo? What? I'm interested.
Hogo and then Logo, Hogo Logo. It's
Hobo. I never even heard of that.
yeah, it's like the Ernest Feeder system, but it's in Finland.
Really? Hold on. I gotta definitely Hogo. It's called Hogo Logo.
Yeah, Hogo Logo.
Send me a link later when we get off when we're done with this interview. I'm very fascinated. That's interesting. Wow.
Okay, yeah, it's still another method that's not in English, but like with the
Wow. Okay,
Ernst.
that's fascinating. Okay, very cool. Okay, okay. Excellent. All right. Okay. Well, like I said, Robert, you're just a phenomenal guy. When you and Reza were talking last night, I knew I had to interview you and stuff like that and really pick your brain. So all right, guys. So we'll probably wrap this interview up. You do have a website and a course coming out?
Yeah, I've got blindfoldedsite.com. I
Okay,
have
blindfolded.com.
three, yeah, I got 3 courses on my website right now, but I'm editing them I'm adding a lot more to
Okay, so
them
it's
so that
not
they're more
live yet.
comprehensive and they're easier to,
Do you know
feel
when
that
it's coming
you're
out?
progressing and stuff. I don't know, give me like 4 days, I'll have them up
Oh,
and
for
ready.
oh, perfect. Yeah, because
Yeah,
this
I'm just
interview.
editing current courses that are
Okay,
already
cool,
out,
cool.
just
Yeah,
adding
yeah,
to them.
yeah. For the viewers, I'm interviewing him on September 21st, but this interview will probably be published, I think, around sometime in October. So yeah, so the courses should be live in the description
Oh
when you
yeah.
check it out. So excellent.
Yeah,
Okay,
they'll be live.
awesome,
Nice.
awesome. Cool. Okay. Well, yeah. Any final thoughts, Robert? Comments, thoughts? Anything you want to
Keep,
share to the world?
I don't know, all of us, it's up to us to change the world. So let's
Yeah,
be the change.
certainly. Certainly. Awesome.
Keep,
Okay.
keep searching, find as many sources as you can, never close the door.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, Conclusion is the death of an idea.
Right. Right. Excellent. Excellent.
So
Okay.
keep searching, my sages.
Yeah, yeah, definitely so. All right, well, thank you so much for this amazing interview, Robert. You have a great day, and definitely, guys, check out blindfoldedsite.com and all his courses. It'll be in the description, and we'll also put it in the comments as well. So definitely check that out, guys. So
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I wish you the
yes,
best.
yep. See you, Robert.
Take care.